Yo, what is up, everyone? Back here with another video. In today's video, we're going to be recording a Regulation F tier list. I'm here with my good friend Justin. Basically, what happened is we actually recorded a first version, and then we realized halfway through the tier list was just missing a bunch of really important stuff, specifically the Ogrepons and everything, and it just got really chaotic. So yeah, we had to restart. Plus, okay, guys, look how many
Go to the
mons
mons.
we had to filter out. By the way, okay. So on each row there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11 mons each row. Look at how many rows of bad mons we had to sort through. Not to mention, for some reason, this one has repeats. So we had to sort out which ones were repeats on the way down. But anyways, what's up, Justin? You ready to rank some mons, bro?
Alright, this took way too long after the first draft of this.
Yep.
So let's get this over with. Get this over with.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyways, so first for Ninetales, we kind of already talked about this, but it only really did well on the snow team that TO used to win, right? It was only good on that specific team. So me and Justin kind of came to an agreement that the D tier is kind of for those mons where it's maybe they see you only see play on one specific kind of archetype basically, right? But it's not bad. It's just you wouldn't really play it outside of that, right? So
Yeah, you only run Ninetales to enable Articuno. That was really it. It saw no usage outside of that. And I mean, it's a fine mod. It's just not easy to always pilot snow in this format. So yeah.
yeah, it's just a one it's one archetype, right? Basically, so you can only use it
Exactly.
on that. Hazuian Arcanine, I mean, it's good. It has Rock Slide, Flare Blitz. Choice Band is is a really good set. Able to one shot Incineroar with Head Smash. It's relevant on some teams, and it can be used on a little bit more teams than Ninetales. And it actually was on the Snow winning team as well, but it's just not, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
as incredible, I guess.
it's not as easy to use as some of the other fire types that we will have on this list, like Incineroar, Pokemon Heart from Chiyu, for example. Because they do kind of similar things. Like Arcanine's kind of a mix of a Intimidator support and also a strong attacker. But I feel like it's defensively, it's not really as great for Intimidate because Fire Rock is a horrendous defensive typing. It's good offensively to hit a lot into the format, but it's not nearly as consistent, I think, as the other ones.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Bro, it doesn't even really check Chi that well either, because you just get Dark Pulse and lose a billion health anyways, right?
Yeah, we can talk about that.
Yeah, I feel like that's the main thing, right? It's just it
Mhm.
always nukes that mon. Boulder is a Pokemon that is pretty much I think it's probably GC cheese. I don't think it really had any. I think it might have had a couple regional placements, but
It had one regional placement. It had a bubble. It got ninth at, I think, Urchic Special, and that was it.
I think GC
But
cheese is fair then, right? Probably you would use
yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, didn't win a regional like Ninetales. I don't know if that team will pick up or it's gonna be used by that one player again. But I definitely would get cheese by it because I remember that my first run of Reg F, I forgot what Mighty Cleave did. I forgot I could hit for protect. So
Yeah,
I guess it's a warning. So now when you see Boulder in the GC, do not protect in front of it. It's like
yeah.
Urshifu.
I think Hazoon Gudra is GC cheese for sure. Okay, so this is our regular Ogrepon. Regular Ogrepon, it didn't win anything.
Mm.
Did it even cut anything, actually?
I no, I don't. I really don't think it saw any play. It was severely outclassed by a lot of the other Orcapon forms. I don't even know if I would consider it GC cheese. Inherently, I don't think Orcapon's a bad Pokemon. I think it could be bottom
I just moved that
of.
Hoodra down, by the way. that doesn't deserve to be there. I don't know
How was
why
your
that.
idea to add it, by the way?
I don't know why I did that.
Anyways, I don't know if I consider Orcapon cheesy because Follow Me is still valuable. It could be bottom of the D. It didn't see many usage. But I would much rather use Orcapon than
That's
a
true.
Pokemon
Yeah,
Boulder, in my opinion.
it's not the best version you could use, but I think the reason why I was saying GC cheese is because I think it would probably be best in the GC because it can have any item, so
Mhm.
you could run some random
Uh,
annoying item on it. You know what I mean?
like Cobra Cloak or Focus Sash
Cover
or
Cloak,
something like
Focus
that.
Sash, yeah, you could run
Mm,
anything, right? And the reason why I think that would make more
okay.
sense is because realistically, if you see an Ogrepon on a team sheet, I think there's a very low chance you're going to use Ogrepon Grass over any other Ogrepon form unless there's some surprise with it. You know what I mean?
Right. Some kind of surprise item. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I see the vision.
For Ting Lewis, we were kind of talking about this. Again, it's kind of in the Hazuian Arcanine situation. Except for the fact that Ting Lu was really good on the Dozo Dragonite teams, pretty much. But it was only really good on those. So it's not as I guess wide in usage as Arcanine. but it was like really good in what it did. Like it kind of single-handedly made those cores like viable, basically, right? So,
Yeah, it had a whole archetype name after it, Tingozo.
yep.
Really obnoxious core. Vessel Ruins is really annoying. There's a lot of strong special attackers in the format, right? So Tingle is able to enable that. And Sand Tomb is really annoying. Sand Tomb, Yawn, or Ruination. Passive damage over time was really good in those teams. Top 8 UIC, top 16 Orlando. And I also think it could be higher depending on how it goes in this next run of RegF, because I think that team was quite strong. But we will have to see how it does in the future. But I think C, after the results it had, I think is pretty acceptable for
I
it.
guess functionally, since Tinglu enables a whole archetype, it's arguably more important than Arcanine. No, I guess
Yeah,
you could
yeah,
argue.
it's arguably more.
So,
Yeah, but
I'll
I
just put
think
in
like base.
B or top of
Uh,
C, I guess, above it
I think
maybe.
top of C. I think top of C is fair. I think
Yeah.
this can be a change in the future, but like for based off of the information we had before, I think top of C is realistic.
Yep. Chiyu, I mean, not much to say besides Flutter and Chiyu, like Shaq and Kobe. They do like a billion damage together. I mean, you have Flutterman throwing out Beads of Ruin, Terra Fairy, Moonblast. You have Chiyu with Specs doing a ton of damage with Ice Even support. It's just a really versatile Pokemon. You can run Sash, you can run Specs, Scarf, right? There's so many options on it. It's like a really broken Mon. It's super good, I think, what it does.
Yeah, and it can be from like a abundance of comps. You could run it like a hyper offense, like Tornado's Tail on a Sunny Day, like Sunny Day Specs Heat Wave or Overheat. It's like a truck. Again, like you said, enables all the special attackers, mainly Flutter main in the format. Flutter Fish in general is the most obnoxious duel of all time. Whenever you see Chia Flutter in any format, it's always something you can be prepared for because it does everything basically. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. For Tinkaton, the only reason why I included it is because I recently learned from another GC. I think this could be really sneaky on the Armoroge and DD teams. You can use Brutal Swing with Own Tempo Tinkaton and then run Terra Ghost. So you can literally just get a guaranteed Brutal Swing on your Armoroge and like mess everything up, which I think is like kind of funny. And that is definitely GC cheese, so that's just there for that reason. Roaring Moon, great utility mon. You can run Dragon Dance Acrobatics. Knockoff, you can run Tailwind, right? You have a bunch of like different things you can do with it. I think it's just a good Tailwind setter overall, right? In the format.
Yeah, it won Perf Regionals. A lot of the balance spurs were using it early in the format, and I believe it was also using that Porygon team that Scott had. I believe it was. I think it was also Dragon Dance, but it could also been Tailwind. Tailwind's also really good utility. The fact that Rory Moon can either be a setup sweeper or enable a team with Tailwind, I think is really valuable. It makes it a little more flexible end, even though its usage is not nearly as high. But I think Rory Moon overall is like a B tier mod, in my opinion, because of the kit it has.
Yep, yep, agreed. Then we have Roaring Moon over here at the B tier. I think is reasonable. Okie Dokie we were talking about before as well. I feel like Okie Dokie, its niche of like guard dog and its coverage is like what makes it good, right? The main thing that I think is difficult for it is like it's kind of an awkward speed tier. It doesn't really fit on every team, but it's like okay, right? It's like fine.
Yeah, Guard Dog's good for all the instant in the format. Its stab is really strong, but
Yeah,
also all the instant, and also really good versus all the grass types like Rillaboom
yeah.
and Ogerpon in the format. And
And it
it did
won.
win the last
Yeah,
regional in Latam, and then it also top 8 UAC. So had some
yeah.
impressive results for a like 1% usage mon. So yeah.
Yeah. Articuno, okay, so I think this thing is objectively better than Tails, but it's only good because of Tails, right? So like,
Right.
but this, if you guys haven't played this duo, it's obnoxious as hell, right? Basically, they just sit there and they spam Blizzard into you with the Specs Articuno that is really stupidly bulky in snow, and on top of that, just gets absolutely like, I mean, what's ridiculous about it is like Terra Ice Blizzard actually hits really hard, and the Snow Veil just makes it obnoxious to hit, right? So you want to try and knock it out, and you also want to try to like, get through the evasion dodges as well. But this thing gets countered really hard by like Sunny Day Torn plus Heatwave Chiyu, for example, right? Like you see other weather mons like just can completely ruin its day. But it's pretty good in what it does, but it's only good on one team.
Yeah, not very easy to pilot, but I guess like what makes the snow swim so good, like TO1 will fit, was the Raging Bolt Rillaboom cores and like Landorus on a lot of teams, like ice spam melt stat. So with the right teams you pull, Articuno is always a menace.
Yeah. Electabuzz just goes in GC cheese. I mean, it has like random like stuff it can do, I think, and it can redirect
Mhm.
Raging Bolt with Terra Fairy, follow me, right? The argument though is that you could do that with Clefairy and Clefable anyways, right? But generally speaking,
Hmm.
like it is a pretty bulky redirector. I think Magmar shouldn't be here. I think only Electabuzz should, just because you have a lot of stiff competition for fire types. But electric types, like if you're not running Bolt, right, there's like actually kind of limited competition. I feel like for electric types in this format.
Right. Right.
Chestnut is like D tier, I think, because it's actually has a really obnoxious set that can like kind of ruin some teams in tournament play, which is the Belly Drum Drain Punch Grassy Glide set with Rillaboom. It's like actually pretty annoying if you don't really have like a Landorus or like another Mon that can like hit through it, tearing into Fire type. So it can be pretty annoying, but I think it's definitely like more of a fishing mon. You know what I mean? You're like fishing for specific like balancy teams or like whatever. But the belly drum can definitely outpace like stuff, and I think it's like threatening enough where like it deserves like D tier at least.
Right. Yeah, it had some UC. You actually lost to it.
Yes, I
So
did. Yeah, I did. I got smoked by it. I just could not hit the chestnut, so I would know. Yeah.
yeah.
Alcremie GC cheese for sure. I think you're only really gonna see that in the GC.
Hmm.
So you were talking about this before. I guess you're more familiar with this. So Heatran obviously isn't a Pokemon that we've seen do particularly well ever since Regulation D. Like it's just kind of fallen off since then. I guess in E it was okay, right? Actually, was it even used in
Hmm.
E? I don't even know if it was. Kind of, right?
It saw some usage in E, yeah, but
Yeah.
the main thing about Heatran, I believe he got second at it got second at Liverpool Regionals by Flavio, and he had it on like a instant real up balance. He like a Magmar Storm, I'm pretty sure. So keep kind of like vouch in that regard, but it's not consistent. I feel that Heatran's a lot better in these like lower power formats. But I feel like there's kind of a lot of things that kind of like want to hit it. But it did have some decent placements, so I would say like it's probably D tier. But it's kind of similar to like the Articuno thing, where it was only really used at that one team, and it just is not easy position. But it's one niche I would say that actually might make it better than the snow stuff. It's pretty good versus Chi Fluttermane with like a Terra Fairy. You kind of will
Yeah.
not do well if you position it in a way, or Chi in
Yeah.
general.
Agreed.
But yeah, still not an easy Pokemon to use just because it's a kind of a Terra Hog. So yeah.
Yeah, I think the zoom lens set 2 in GC could be pretty interesting. Like the zoom lens magma storm, so you're guaranteed to hit your magma storms, right? And your
Oh yeah.
or like whatever it
Right.
is.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, the item that like lets you move last, but or like you move last and you get 100% accurate or something. So
Right. Right.
Wheezing is it's cheese, but like I mean it's good enough to be above cheese, I guess. But I hate it. I don't like wheezing.
And people ran Weezing Dozo for before. People can probably do it again. I mean, a lot of Pokemon rely on abilities. Like inherently, it's not an awful mon. I wouldn't be surprised if people try to use it, but it's not
If you
very
use
good.
wheezing, you're lame and I'm disappointed. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sums it up. Sure.
In Minecraft and not in real life, of
Uh-huh.
course.
Hmm.
Iron Crown, this thing's got to be like high B or A. I think it's probably an A mon. It's like pretty good, in my
Hmm.
opinion.
It's pretty good. I
You think
I,
B?
I would consider kind of B because it's kind of similar where it's obviously one of the top archetypes, but it's you can really
Only
only use it
size
on Navy
spam.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
only size spam.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
yeah. Like I don't think you can ever use like a solo crown. Like being reliant on Navy is not like an awful thing, but it does make the play a little bit more linear. But the power it has, it's very very strong. Like
Yeah,
second
like
cut is also inherently a busted move. You can kill Chen Pao through Focus Sash. You can also kill Urshifu with Dark through Focus Sash if you don't have special defense investment, if it is booster energy. So typing wise and like stab wise, paired with Needy, it's very strong. They also usually carry like Terra Blast Water to kill like Incineroar. And it had a lot of good placements. Like I know Jessica Harris had top 4 Orlando with it
mm,
and had a lot of good day 2 finishes at like UIC and such. So, um, you know, of all the side spam teams you can run in the format, Iron Crown does it best. So like, I would consider like for that archetype, like B is pretty good, but I don't know if I put it any higher to be honest.
yeah. I think it's definitely above Roaring Moon because Roaring Moon was like kind of on some balance teams, but there was also better options. Like Crown is objectively
Right.
the best size spam option in the format, right? If you're going
Yeah.
that route. So
Exactly.
Gouging Fire. Gouging Fire to me is like so it would have been A early on in F, but then it kind of sunk a little bit because of Raging
Hmm.
Bolt. But it's like kind of in a weird middle ground spot, I feel like I think it's a similar thing where it's like it only really runs on one type of team, right? Which is like Gouging
Right.
Fire, Chin Pao, sometimes Urshifu, but mostly Ogerpon Water, right? King
Hmm.
Gambit, that kind of stuff, right? So, but outside of the functionality of those teams, you can't really use it as much. And I feel
Hmm.
like because Psy Spam is better positioned than Gouging Fire stuff right now, I'd probably be incentivized to put Crown over Gouging, personally.
Yeah, I don't really mind the rating of that. But yeah, I think B is pretty fair. Gouging is only used on. I mean, well, it also saw some play in the Tinglu Dosa stuff. It wasn't just in the
That's
Tinglu
true.
stuff,
That's
but it's
true.
still
Yeah.
it's still the general use of howling plus a physical attacker, right?
Yeah.
It's usually paired with Dragonite in particular. Most of those teams had Dragonite
Mm.
or King Gambit. But it's still very strong. I think that the kit of Breaking Swipe and Heat Crash is very, very valuable. But position around the reachable balance seems with like a Landorus Incarnate is kind of a big one. That
Mm.
guy is not very fun to play around with gouging if you don't play it safely.
Yeah.
And Burning Bulwark, it's good and all, but you can't burn Urshifu, and you're also not immune to sleep. So it's like it's strong, but you need to support really well. Like you mentioned, like Ogrepon Wellspring is a good partner for that reason. So a
Mm.
very niche archetype that has to be supported very well by its team.
Agreed, for sure. I think that's most of what's to be said about it, right? Like it's pretty
Yeah,
much just like
right.
yeah, it needs good partners, but the house stuff is like strong on it for sure. I mean, you could also run like Sunny Days. I think you ran Sunny Day stuff with it, right? Or was it?
I did,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you
yeah,
did. Yeah,
yeah. That was fun.
yeah. Walking Wake. So we kind of talked about this before. It literally only really works on Sun.
Hmm.
So because of that, it kind of goes into D because it's like only working on one specific kind of team offensively, right? So I think
Right.
that's like reasonable to keep it there.
Hmm.
Archaludon is kind of in a similar boat, right? Like I think Archaludon only sees play with that. Although that being said, people weren't really experimenting with the power herb set back then, I guess. And
Right.
it is faster
Mm,
than Ursh with max speed power herb, right? But
true.
it's still probably
A
D
lot of the
tier.
Urshifus, a lot of the Urshifus were Choice Scarf though,
That's
so
true.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
that's true.
much that really matter. I mean, Arch only really saw play on Rain, and I wouldn't even say Rain was a top tier archetype
It wasn't even
in
close.
Regaf.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. It was like maybe
Um,
like top 10.
yeah,
Not even top 10 is maybe reasonable.
yeah. I don't know. Like, it's weird to put Arch this low, but I honestly didn't find it very impressive. I think it didn't. I don't think it even top cut any events, if I remember correctly. I know it was
Yeah.
close to, but it was very hard to position. I
Yep.
think that being reliant on Rain in this format wasn't really great, and a lot of your Rain partners kind of folded to the common balance cores, mainly Raging Bolt. Right, Raging Bolt was really good into the Arch partners like Pelipper itself and Urshifu, right?
Hmm.
And they could deal with Arch quite easily with the Calm Mind plus like Landorus or whatever. So I don't know. I feel that it was definitely a stronger Mon in Regulation H. The power level was a little bit too high, I think, for Arch to compete at a high level.
In the same way it does in H, yeah, 100%. Um, I think Sinatra is either in like it's probably in D tier. Like Hospitality is not a bad ability, but the issue is like it's really outclassed by Amoonguss specifically, and also too I think one of the main issues that it encounters a lot of the time I feel like is it's like it doesn't really like fit on any popular archetype, right? Because like the grass slot is just like better on Rillaboom or Amoonguss a lot of the time,
Hmm.
right? But it's like not bad. Like it's not like the worst Pokemon you could ever include. It might even be GC Cheese potentially, right, on a specific team. But
Right.
I would argue it's better than like Tinkaton, Alcremie. I mean, Boulder's down here, I guess. So I guess you could leave it like in that area. Do you have like any disagreements with that or?
Nah, not really. I mean, I don't know if we really see much usage, but hospitality is always kind of annoying deal. It's like when you want to try KO something and you want to heal like annoying like I had Gudra on here earlier, but maybe some host up like Gudra, Hisui, Shelter, hospitality team.
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
annoying in the GC. But yeah.
Yeah, Ogrepon Wellspring. This thing's A tier for sure, in my opinion. I think it's really good. It's not better than Hearthflame, but as a water redirector for Scarf Shifu, it's a great protector for Fluttermane. It's like intrinsic to the Gouging Fire comps, and I think it's also really good on the Glamora Chiyu Flutter stuff as well, right? And it's
It,
also just a
it's
good
it,
support mon.
it's a very versatile mon as a follow me redirector. It's probably it kind of does it best for that. Most of the Orcapons on those teams were very defensive in a way. I think the only cases where people kind of were using Orcapon Westwing for its offense was like Stefan Mod actually did really well with a Sword Stance Orcapon on his like a fairy team. I
Hmm.
think you could also utilize that in a way, but I think Orcapon Hearthflame kind of does that in a better way. So like I think that's what kind of separates them. Also like Water Grass isn't awful. It's mainly for Urshifu, but the fire typing I think from Heartflip kind of puts it above uh, offensively compared to that. But yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just a reasonable place for it. It's a good mon, right? There's not much more to say. I just think it's
Yeah.
solid. Like it's good. Torko's probably in the C tier. I mean, it's the best sunsetter in the game. That's
Hmm.
natural, not like obviously manual. Um, And I think too, it's like obviously Torkoal and Trick Room is like always annoying when you play versus it. It doesn't really matter what format it is. It's the best eruption mon basically.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just it can be threatening for sure. I mean, you can make the argument to put it in D, but I think like because it's the best Sunsetter, it probably at least deserves like C. In my opinion, I think it's good enough to be
Yes.
C.
I think you got some bias here, a Torkoal
Maybe,
enjoyer.
maybe it is a Circle Enjoyer. But Hard Trick Room's a
No.
legitimate archetype though, right? And I
Yeah.
think it's good on
Yeah.
that.
I think it's fine. I mean, Torkoal is always a mon that does always has some usage in every format. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
Hard Trick Room did get top 4 in Orlando, right, with Torkoal. So
Torkoal was on there. So yeah,
yeah,
I think that's fair.
yeah, like it's just one of those mons that like always is on like Hard Trick Room, right? Like you can't escape that mon. It doesn't really matter like where like what
Hmm.
format you're in. Uh, Volcarona is an interesting one to me. It's not bad, but it's way worse, I think, with the changes. You know what I mean to the format. Like it's not at the same level, but
Hmm.
I wouldn't feel comfortable putting in GC cheese personally. I think it's like probably in the D tier. Like I think it can be good on
I,
the right
I
team.
think I think D tier is okay. I actually remember experimenting with Volcarona a little bit in the beginning of Rick like on a supportive set, like a Struggle Bug
Mhm.
set. Like there's a lot of special attackers in the format. I think support Volk's quite interesting. I don't think anyone really attempts to try and Quiver Dance because it's a little bit hard to execute. But like
Mm.
if you have like in Revolution Age, people were using Quiver Dance Terra Fairy, right? I think that's a set that could probably be okay in
Yeah.
Revolution F coming back, but I think it's not nearly easy to support the Raging Bulk because the bulk is not nearly as good.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's an awful Pokemon because of the support kit it has with either Quiver Dance or Rage Powder Struggle Bug. So yeah.
Definitely agreed. Enamorous GC cheese. This thing you can do Eerie Impulse with Thunder into Enamorous, give it a special attack boost or like contrary stuff. That's like what I saw the extent of its usage. It's not really much more besides that. Illumise, I also think it's
Yeah.
like a GC cheese mon, right? This is just like what does the Illumise have on it, basically.
Right.
Um, Chan Pao, amazing mon, basically. I
The
mean,
goat.
it fits on Raging Bolt Balance. It fits on, I mean, Gouging Fire stuff. It fits on like the random like kind of like bulky offense teams. It's just a broken mon. It's so strong in what it does, right? It's very hard to compete with like its ice type coverage. Sacred Sword is amazing, right? Sucker Punch. Um,
Right.
yeah, I think it's just top of A, right? I think is fair.
Mm-hmm. Enabling priority spam as well. Like Chien-Pao with Choice Band Dragonite was probably like the most oppressive
Annoying.
duo if you
Oh my
had little
god,
counterplay
yeah.
into it. So
So
yeah.
annoying. Yeah. Among Us, I think, is probably A because it enabled all the P2 teams in the format, like
Mm-hmm.
P2 Ursa, Instant stuff back then. Um, was EUIC in Regulation F? It was, right? And
It
Nils won,
was.
and
Yeah.
Nils
No.
won. Yeah.
Yeah. Nils one of Among Us. There was a top four of Among Us with a P2 team, and then Wolf
Wolf won
bubbled with
Orlando,
his team
and
when he
Wolf
won
won
Orlando
Orlando.
Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also won Perf Regionals. Or was it Perf? Yeah, I'm
I
pretty
think
sure
Perth.
it
Yeah, it
was.
was Perth because it had the roaring moon,
It was
right? So it had the roaring moon.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perf Regionals. So yeah. It's really strong on these balance comps all around. It's a really good partner for either
Yeah.
namely Trick Room or protecting. Like Redirected in general is good. Like on those like teams with Flutter Main. Sometimes you can do it with the Okarpon with the Follow Me, but Among Us can still do that. And Spore is all around really good. Some teams really disrespect Spore, really reliant
Mm-hmm.
on Okarpon, but a change that some of these teams were doing with Among Us with running Sludge Bomb, so you can actually hit Okarpon for super effective, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
I think also too the uptick of Terra Fairy Among Us as well as Bolt became more popular, got really strong because then you just completely hard wall Bolt, right? Like you just rage
Right.
powder and they're screwed, right? They just can't do anything. So
Exactly.
yeah, stabilized GC cheese for sure. It's just a matter of like what moves it's running. Pelipper is an interesting one because I feel like it's not on the level of like Archaludon because Archaludon is straight up dependent on Pelipper to function. Whereas like Pelipper
Mhm.
setting rain is kind of in a similar boat to Torkoal, where like them being able to set rain is actually pretty useful. It's just that
Right.
it didn't get featured as much because I think Tornadus with manual rain dance was just better for a lot of teams, right? Um,
Yeah. Pele's weird. I mean, it's like Torkoal Arch tier, one of those. Like it was only really there to enable Arch or enable Inertia Field, but it did that job well for what it
yeah.
is. It just never had the top tier result. I think Rain. I mean, Rain just did not have a top tier result. I mean, same with kind of a Sun. Like both of those archetypes kind of struggled, but they're the only good water setters for their job.
Pele probably ends up being like, since it never won and its archetype
Hmm.
never like did super well, I feel like you probably put it around the arch area because Torkoal actually had results, right?
Took
Nine
a
like it
top four.
yeah, and
So
it
yeah.
and Torkoal also enables like it enables a whole archetype to function, right? Whereas like
Right.
you look at like, Articuno Ninetales, it works only on one team. Heatran got a second like once. And then you have like Walking Wake, which only works on Sun. And then you have Pelipper. I guess Pelipper is probably better than Walking Wake, and Walking Wake's probably better than Arch, like as an abuser of its weather. But yeah, probably something like this, right? Whereas Pelipper has its own unique niche, I
Right.
suppose.
Yeah. Right, T-Tar.
Tyranitar. Okay, so theoretically speaking, Tyranitar, it didn't really do well, and I think it's primarily because we're in an Urshifu format. But I do think it's actually like sand isn't a bad weather. I specifically think Exca the only main issue that it really encounters is the fact that Urshifu is on a lot of teams. But I think if it were able to overcome something like that, like theoretically, Excadrill should be really good into like Raging Bolt, right? Um, but it can't like as it stands right now with how it's done. I don't think it can be better than D tier, right? Like it's all like theoretical. So for
Hmm.
that reason, I feel like it like minimum like at max it makes like D tier pretty much, right? Like just by
Right.
being
You can throw Joe
Tyranitar.
in there. Throw Joe in
Yeah,
there as well. Here's
yeah.
Prime.
Where is Drill actually? Oh, right here. Yeah,
I
we'll
Rillaboom.
put them next to each
Yeah.
other. That just feels right, right?
This is like all the weather. I feel like in this format hasn't
Yeah.
really done amazing.
Exactly, yeah. Porygon 2, A tier for sure. It's one of the best balanced Pokemon enablers. It's
Hmm.
probably around like the Ogerpon slash Amoonguss area, right? Like the fact it can run Terra Blast with any coverage you want on it is pretty good. And then on top of that as well, like Ice Beam's really good into a ton of Pokemon. Like it's just overall really strong for sure.
Right. Yeah, it's really good on these P2 Ursa builds, or even the Rory Moon team that top four UAC and Vancouver. They ran it on a team that did not need Ursa Luna,
Mm,
just using Porygon as a very bulky, strong attacker and having a potential trick mode still was
yep.
very valuable on those teams.
Yep.
It's really hard to remove. It also saw usage with like Tinglu. Actually, I forget the other UKC with Tinglu. I think Rios and Gomez they ran that Como Tinglu
Oh,
P2
you're
team.
right. Oh my
Yeah,
god,
a
that team
very,
is so
very, very,
annoying.
very obnoxious team. It actually had P2 had a handful of good results.
That team
And
only got
yeah, just
stopped
very,
because of a incident, you might say. That's
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, one UAC, multiple top cuts, just very hard to remove and enables a bunch of different archetypes. So I think A is fine.
Yep. Entei, I think Entei is it's probably like a B C tier
Mm,
mon. I mean,
I would
it's
consider it C tier.
yeah, I don't disagree. I mean, it's immune to fake out, it's immune to intimidate, which is really nice. The main issue it encounters is the fact that Urshifu's in the format absolutely blows it up. But besides that,
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of cool.
it's kind of similar to Arcanine. I think it really only saw usage from Michelle Kelch. He ran this a similar team I did while pursuing Arcanine. He actually ran it before and he didn't like it, so he replaced it with Entei, and he
Yeah.
did well with it after that. But I think he was really the only person to have success with Entei in that format because I mean it's a strong fire type that's good versus Rillaboom, and now you're also good versus Instant with Inner Focus, but uh, the way you have to position it is not like extremely easy. I feel.
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, it usually
Also
runs
really
Life Orb,
relying on
right?
Terra.
It's usually Life Orb.
Life Orb or Choice Band. I think he was Choice Band. So yeah.
Yeah, because I know Life Orb, Sacred Fire, Extreme Speed, Stomping was like also a good set as well on it.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Smeargle is always Smeargle. Like it can always do stuff. I feel like it automatically always gets C because it's like it's not like on the level of B where it's like going to be on every like on a lot of teams or even like a full defined archetype. You could literally just tech this mon on the right kind of team sometimes and just like really piss people off. I feel like I think it's also like a really sneaky tech on like balanced teams as well that you can like throw out. You know.
E is gonna find a way to make it work again.
Yeah, that's kind of exactly that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ensign, I mean, you can't
Yeah.
dispute the goat, bro. You can't dispute the
Undisputed.
goat. This thing's broken. Yeah. So
It's
good.
on almost every single team. Every Raging Bolt balance team has Incineroar. Every balance team in general has Incineroar, Incin Among Us, Incin Heartflame, Incin P2. Even on Tailwind comps, people have run it, like Wolf. I mean, he had, again, Incin Among Us, but also on the Tornadus comps, right? You
Yep.
can use it as just a bulky pivot option. in general. Nothing does it like Instant, right?
Yeah, it just
uh,
feels good to use, bro. Like you, every time I've ever picked up a team, I'm like, oh, this team is bad. The issue has never been like, oh, I hate having like a good BST intimidate fake out mon. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's never been the issue with the team. It's like always the other stuff on it, you know?
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. All right. So moving on, Jump Luff. So okay, I had to include Jump Luff. I love Jump Luff. I'm gonna preface this by saying this is absolutely 100% a bias pick for me, but I don't think it's definitely between GC cheese or bottom of D, but I believe in it in my heart. Maybe I'll even bring it to one thing because I did see a Japanese player playing Chi Flutter Jump Luff Torkoal,
Okay.
but you know, it didn't really do that well because I even got off of it on the format. So, you know, we'll just leave it there. I feel like that's just we could just leave it at D for now. You know.
Okay,
So,
okay, that's fair.
Comfey is like GC cheese next to like some bulky setup mon. I feel like is literally the only way you use
Yeah.
it, right?
Floral healing your setup mon of choice. Kind of like Sinistcha. I feel like it's kind of that area. It's like, oh, heal a guy.
Oh, bro, we got the big evil monster of Reg F now,
No,
bro. I think it has to be S,
no.
bro. It's literally it is the most notorious. Like it has the most notorious archetype in Reg F, bro. Like Raging Bolt
Yeah.
Balance is literally like it terrorizes teams in the format, right? Like
Hmm.
so it's funny because the argument people use with Raging Bolt Balance, right, is that like, oh, it didn't really win though, so like it's not that good, right? But you don't need to like win to be like incredibly obnoxious, right? Like it just completely warped the
Exactly.
format around it, right? And the format literally changed. It fundamentally changed, like what everyone was using, what was good, what wasn't good, right? Because of Raging Bolt Balance being on a lot of teams, right? And even though it didn't win, it still had a lot of good performances. So
Yeah, no, I hate that logic when people use that. It's kind of similar to like in the restricted formats when Shadow Rider wasn't like winning much,
yep,
and no one said Shadow Rider was bad, right?
yep.
Or it's kind of the same logic. Like Raging Bolt, I wouldn't say it's like Shadow Rider like level, but
Actually, hold on.
it's almost
Do you remember shout out to Nails or Nick Navarre if you remember.
uh
He tweets out, "Why is Shadow Rider bad?" or something like this. And I remember
uh
all the comments under that being like, "Bro, this is such bait. Like this is just not true." Like, you know, but like do you remember that? You remember that, right? I
yeah,
remember that too. I was like, "Absolutely not.
yeah.
That's just not true." Like, you know.
That's how I feel about Raging Bolt when people say it's not the GOAT.
Yep.
It is the GOAT. You can run it on Calm Mind Balance stuff, but you can also run a variety of different sets on it. Like you can either do leftovers, which is really not just for Rillaboom, or you can go booster, so you can have that boost immediately, which is really nice. Sometimes the damage boost is nice without setting up Calm Mind. And then Assault Vest was also another set that was used often on teams that were not relying on Rillaboom.
Yep.
AB, it's actually really hard to remove AB Raging Bolt in the right scenarios. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I even think of the GC2, you can run like Life Orb as well and be really
right.
obnoxious, right? So there's just like a ton
Yeah.
of random things you could do on it. So next up, Ogrepon Rock. So Ogrepon Rock isn't like bad. It's not like incredible either. It's probably like in the B tier of things, right? Like it works fine for what it does. Um,
Hmm.
it only really saw. Actually, I think it was on the Ting Ludozo team sometimes, right? It was played on those sometimes. I'm pretty sure. Um,
Uh, it's been a while. I don't really remember seeing Ogrepon Rock often. It just wasn't. See, it was definitely on the
it's
lower
Urshi.
end
It's because of
of
Urshi being everywhere,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Urshifu, Terra Water, and Melted It. Of all the Ogrepon forums, Ogrepon, Teal Mass, and Cornerstone were kind of the jokes for a bit.
Yeah.
For a bit, I know they got better towards restricted formats.
We can bump it down to
Um,
D. Yeah.
yeah, the usage of it was just very, very low. Like, it's not a bad mod by any means. It was just sort of like a lot of hate towards it. I think
Yeah.
in the format. So yeah.
Yeah. Serena GC cheese for sure. Just don't use this thing outside the GC. And even in the GC, you might still be throwing using this. Actually, get this thing out of my face. Use Bruxious instead. Uh Dragapult. Uh,
I don't know if it will pull. I mean, pull.
yeah.
Yeah, let's get
Just
out
get him out of there.
of
Okay,
Thunderous.
I think Thunderous is incredible GC cheese, bro. I actually think this thing is really obnoxious. I actually, but in my opinion, I think it could even be a D
Mhm.
tier, right? Like I think Eerie Impulse, Terra Fairy into Bolt is theoretically really good.
Uh-huh.
It can sit in front of Urshi and T Wave it. Maybe I'll use this even, right? Cover Cloak, Terra Fairy, T Wave, right? Eerie Impulse, right? You could actually ruin a lot of the balance teams with it, in my opinion, at least, right? Um,
Yeah, I mean, Prankster Thunderwave can never be bad. That's all I'll
yes,
say.
pretty much. Okay, Dragonite, easy A tier, right? Inner Focus, amazing. Great in the balance teams. Best partner for POW, right? I guess you could make an argument for B because it's like kind of reliant on POW, right?
Hmm.
To function, but I think it's pretty good, right? And I also think the scale shot set did well at UIC on that gouging fire
Yes.
team. And I think honestly, with the hindsight of scale shot D Knight being really good from H, it might actually even pick up more in usage. So
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think that Dragonite, the scale shot set is going to pick up more in usage. That Tinglu Doza team in general, like I think Tinglu's also a mon that can rise up more in usage. Like I think C for now, but as we start to format more, I think that Tinglu Doza team with Dragonite
could get better, yeah.
is easily one of the top teams, and I think that we will see a lot more top placements of it coming soon. It was also inner focus with the scale shot as well. Like in regular H, like people wrote multi scale, but there's way too much double fake out in this format.
You
And
need
I think
inner
that
focus, yeah.
you want to keep your howl boost as well. So like a howl boosted inner focus Dragonite, and you get the +1 speed, right? It's a free Dragon Dance that can't get stopped. Very hard to remove.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
think it's
even
very strong
AV
here.
D
And of
Knight
course,
wasn't bad, and Band D Knight, right? AV and
yeah,
Band were okay, yeah.
I would say Band's probably the more notable ones. I think
Agreed.
Band is like one of those obnoxious ones. I think whenever I see Bandit, I'm like, I do not want to face this kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? It's like I gotta preserve my ghost type really well, and then of course they pair it with Shen Pao and all the other annoying guys, and you also got cover for their other annoying pieces. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Dragonite is fine at A tier. I think it's either probably like lower end of A in my opinion, like compared to these mons, but it's still very strong, very good Pokemon.
Yeah, I think it's below Amoonguss for sure, right? Like I think it yeah, I think you could even make the argument it's like probably around like B. Like I think if anything, if you're looking at it,
Yeah,
like it works with two different kinds of I guess technically all the Mons work together though, because Dragonite, gouging and Chin Pao usually go together, right?
right. But Shen Pao
Um
was on more teams besides the Dragonite and gouging, I would say. So
yeah, I think Dragonite we could leave in like B because I think it's good and it might get better, but it's not like on the level of like Amoonguss, right? Porygon 2,
definitely
Ogerpon.
not Among Us level. Yeah, I was gonna say Among Us
Actually,
is
CB was pretty annoying, bro. CB was really annoying, actually.
it was annoying. It was. It's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
annoying,
We'll
but
leave it bottom of A.
it's
We'll leave it bottom of A. Yes. Yeah, I'm thinking
just for
about like
being
Choice
annoying.
Pantera normal D Knight, and it's just like, yeah, that wasn't fun.
There was no
Annihilate is
cheap
definitely
water.
GC cheese. Really, it didn't really have anything besides that. I think.
Lilligant too, right? Or I guess it's like jump off.
I feel like yeah,
It's
I feel like Lilligan and Jumpluff go next to each other, right? Because they're just like random like tech mons
hmm
you could throw on like the stupid sun archetypes and then just piss people off, you know. So
yeah, right.
Gothitelle is probably like C. I think. I think trapping is genuinely never bad. I think the issue that Gothitelle has is like flutter exists, right? I
That's a
guess you
pretty
can put
pretty
D. You can put
bad
D. Yeah,
one.
you can put D actually. Yeah.
I was gonna say like gold flutter.
Gold
I don't know.
flutter. I guess the
Tutoring
ruins. Chi
Warlock,
is
and
annoying because it runs
Ruins,
ghosts.
Shiu.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to escape the trap, and also a lot of ways to pressure tear on Gothitelle and just kill it.
Maybe it
Um,
goes bottom then. Maybe it goes bottom.
I would say, yeah, it's like not
A
amazing.
GC
Like,
cheese?
I think there's
GC
definitely
cheese?
use cases. It could be GC cheese. Wolf's gonna win another GC with Goth.
Yeah.
So
I think we're dropping T-Tar Excadrill down to GC cheese as well. The more I think, the
you
more
have
I
so
think
many
about
guys
it.
here.
Yeah, the
You're
more I
giving it
think.
too much credit, bro. You're giving these guys too much credit. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
maybe, bro, maybe.
Uh,
Mouse
Mouse
GC
Gold, I think,
cheese,
is
right?
yeah, pop. Of all the Friendgar guys you want to use, I think you'd rather use Clefairy, which I don't think is actually on the list, but Clefairy could be on here. I don't think it's actually on here.
Oh yeah, Clefairy's not on here. I can do that real quick. This should only take a second. Because now I got familiar after me and Justin had to figure out what's it called, fixing
that's
the list the
unfortunate.
first time.
Took a little, a little bit.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, Clefairy. All right, let's add Clefairy here. Clefairy is definitely like I'll say like a C tier mon.
I think C tier is fair, right? It's like kind of Smeargle
Yeah.
area. Oh, it's so big compared to all the other mods, which is really funny.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it also walls out Raging Bolt, which is really funny. You can follow me away all the Thunderclaps and be immune to Dragon Pulse.
I would
And,
agree,
It's
yeah.
usually really good on setup-oriented teams. Like I know Steph and Mott had some good results with it, but it was really like only kind of one team, very niche way to kind of counter Raging Bolt balance. It's also like, it's a little bit passive, but it does the job well. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it also ignores the fact that like Raging Bolt also has other partners, right? Like,
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean? Like,
You kind of
like, oh, Raging Bolt can't hit me, but then it's like, oh yeah, I guess you just bring in Lando and sludge bomb me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Yeah,
like
not a
unbeatable.
complete answer.
I think okay, hot take. I think Blursa was very underexplored in the first go of the format, and I think now that like Yawn Blursa became really good, Calm Mind Blursa is getting explored. You can run Terra Fairy Yawn against Raging Bolt. I actually think and not to mention you still have Life Orb. I actually think Blursa, in my opinion, right, could be a like bottom of B tier Mon. More realistically, it's probably C because it wasn't really better than Ting for the most part,
Mhm.
right? But I actually think it could be B if people find ways to like incorporate it into balance. The only problem is it has stiff ground competition against Lando, right? So it like the roles
Yeah.
have to be very different there. I think is the main thing. But yeah,
I
I don't
think
know
it's
where
like
you feel like it, but
potential.
yeah,
Well, I think realistically, it's like high C, but potential Mon. I mean, like if the Yawn or Combine sets or whatever, like it's not just a standard life orb we've seen a lot in Reg F.
mm.
Maybe it can work because we saw that success in Regulation H, right? The Yawn set on the late league teams were really annoying, and I guess you can Yawn the Raging Bolts, but
Mm.
I don't know if it does it better than the other ground types. I feel like as a special ground type, I think Lando I has more offensive pressure, even if it has Yawn, just being able to kind of get immediate KOs and also outspeeding those support pieces on those regional balance seems like Incinerilla made Lando, I think, like a lot better for me than Ursa if you were trying to play support. But I don't know. I personally think it's C. It's a very strong attacker. It was mostly used as a talent abuser in those formats, but outside of that, it didn't really have any crazy results. It did win a regional. It did have on a trick room team. But again, it's very reliant on speed control. Ursa is a Pokemon that often folds when you get outsped by your opponent. Is the only
Yeah,
problem I found with it.
yeah. I mean, I would agree. I would definitely agree. Whimsicott, for the fact that it's like the only other Tailwind Prankster Mon that's good, and I think it's super phenomenal in closed team sheets, right? I think at minimum you
Mm-hmm.
have to put it in like C, right? Like I feel, in my
I,
opinion,
I would definitely say Wims is a C tier mon. It definitely
yeah,
wasn't as prominent as Tornadus in this format,
yeah,
but it does get some other different moves. I mean, having the natural fairy typing is really good, and also Encore. I think Prankster Encore is really good. So
yeah.
yeah.
Regieleki D is probably where I put it. Like it's really fast. Like I mean that's
Yeah.
what has going for it. It's just fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's less good because we're not in restricted. I feel like it actually gets a little bit better when you're in restricted formats. Because
Mm-hmm.
like Aleki Kali Ice is actually a thing that you can do that's like a little bit obnoxious. The only reason why I'm saying I think it isn't on GC cheese levels because it's like it's so fast and has so much utility. I refuse to believe it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's not gonna be worse than Thunderous. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Yeah.
impossible. Or it's not gonna be worse than like even like Lilligant and Jumpluff, right? Like I think it just has to be like around there, in my opinion. But yeah. Grimsnarl, I think it's like a C tier mon. It screens, right? I mean, it's fine. Like,
It's kind of hard. I know you mentioned like it's hard to like rate Prankster Thunderwave being low, but Grimstar has a lot more annoying tools than I think Fundy in
yes,
this format, like
exactly. Yeah.
screens in general. Is very
Mm.
obnoxious. I don't think you saw a whole lot of play in Reg F, but Grimstar is always one of those ones I think some players will pick up. Um,
Like it can always be
and
good,
it'll be
right?
annoying with it.
It can always
Yeah,
be good.
it's
Yeah.
always it always be good in almost any format. There's always some
Yeah.
certain moments where it shines. So yeah,
Yeah. Corv is like it cut one regional. I remember. I think it's like a D tier mon, probably though.
it only saw usage from like Aaron Brock. I think it was top
Yeah.
8 there, and I mean it's cool at walling out some of the guys with bulk up, and you can run Terra Fairy. I believe it was Terra Fairy to resist like Urshifu Dark and be good versus Raging Bolt, but
Yeah.
it is so hard to set up that guy. I think it's very like matchup fish kind of mon,
I
and obviously
agree.
had
I
good
would agree.
result, but it's not the best guy.
Yeah, I'd probably put it like maybe below Arch and below Chestnut, maybe.
I
Uh,
probably
I
put
mean, it
it
top
below.
eighted. It top eighted though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe above Chestnut.
Yeah, I think above Chestnut's probably
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
For a Ranger GC cheese easily.
Instruct
Uh,
eruption. Yep.
yeah. Real. Oh, jeez, this guy's the goat, bro.
Oh,
Like, hey,
the
we're just gonna have
goat.
Raging Bull
Got
balance at the top, bro. We're just gonna have Raging Bull
got
balance
the
at the top.
Mario and Luigi here.
Yeah, right. Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, we
Yeah,
got
Rilla's
Mario,
the goat.
Luigi, and Wario, bro. This crazy, bro.
Yeah, Rillaboom, partner in crime in Cinero, so he has to be up here. But yeah, enables the best archetype in the format, gives you a side spam answer, or like, yeah, Trick Room answer as well, like being check NDD stuff in general, NDD Hard Trick Room, NDD Crown, being able to support your Pokemon like Raging Bolt with leftovers. Also, we haven't got to do it yet, but it enables Ocarpon Heartframe quite well. You decide to go run Grassy Glide. And if you're not running Glide, Grassy boosted Woodhammers still hit really, really hard. It just supports all your pieces very well in most cases. Very, very good Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just a good mon, right? It really just is so solid. I mean, fake out U-turn, Grassy Glide, Woodhammer. Like, how do you really like? You can't like talk smack on it. Takes away terrain, good terrain control. Like, it's just a great partner for Ensign. And on Bolt, like when you set grassy terrain and Bolt's healing like 12% a turn with Calm Mind, like it's just so obnoxious, right? Like it's really good. So
Yeah.
Indeedy, it has to be B, right? Like I mean, the fact it sets terrain, it
Yeah.
enables a ton of random archetypes as well, right? Like,
It's basically just enabling Crown and Hard Trick Room, right?
yep,
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like Torkoal tier because it's enabling two different archetypes, and second terrain is inherently pretty good.
yep.
It's just like
It's a
so
good
much fake
terrain.
out the format.
Yeah, it's a good terrain, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so beat a block priority, mainly fake out, also blocks Thunderclap, so it's really good at kind of protecting your partners. Like on these Iron Crown teams, sometimes run Scarf or Shifu, so being able to block fake out and Thunderclap, that's really useful. And yeah, just really good support. Also follow me, can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. So we have Como O. I think Como is probably a C tier mon. Like Iron Defense Body Press is really annoying in some cases, but
Hmm.
it only does one thing really. Like the Clinger Soul is just bad. Like that's just bad in this format. But Iron Defense Body Press can be really annoying, I think.
It's Como's interesting. It really only saw play on mostly the Eric Rios thing with the Instant Among Us Como stuff. It's very passive, but it's really good versus all the supporting pieces in this format. Like Instant, Rilla, and Ogerpon can't touch it, and even
Yeah,
Urshifu.
and it's overcoat as well, right? So it can get
And
spored.
Overcoat. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is very unique. It's not a very easy one, but it's actually like it's not bad. It's not bad by any means. It's actually.
I mean,
Very
I'd
annoying to
rather
deal
have a
with.
Como over a Heatran right now, personally. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
maybe I could be convinced to like have a Heatran, but
yeah. Armor's
okay,
cheese.
Armorosh. It's GC cheese, but I think it had enough play where you have to put it in D tier, even if you don't want it to, or like don't want to, right?
Were people actually running this guy? I think on Chef's team he had Hatterene, right? I don't know. Armor, I feel
That's
like is
actually a good
just
point. Maybe not. Yeah.
Armor is just like
Okay,
the
we can put him in
epitome of
GC cheese.
weak armor cheese in
Arma
the
is the
GC. Like,
Arma is the epitome of like GC cheese, actually. Like
yeah,
just with
exactly.
like it can be weak armor, it can be trick room, it can be meteor beam.
Weak
Like
armor,
it's just
sword power, meteor beam. Yeah, it gets
yeah.
all the moves.
Sneasler is like
Uh,
D or GC cheese for sure, in my opinion.
mm, yeah, it didn't see play. I know, like, I guess it might be like a Reg G situation where maybe the Hoj brothers pick it up and do well with it in a format that it wasn't good in before.
Yeah, right.
But it's kind of hard to say. I'm trying to figure out like the things it can do in this
Fake
format,
out,
like
dire claw, coaching.
Dire Claw,
Um,
coaching. But now you don't have me ride on, so it's really just on and DD, right? And I don't know. I feel like if you're running DD, I think I'd rather have it with Crown or Hatterene and such, and I don't know if we have
yeah.
space to always fit in the Sneasler, so it's probably cheesy.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
GC cheese is pretty reasonable for it. Dozo.
So
Oh, Dozo, man. Jeez, I hate this mon, man. It's a
yeah.
B tier mon. It like look, Dozo Ting Lu is a good combination, but not to mention it can also be Dozo Tatsu. I'm gonna put Tatsu next to it as well, just because makes
Matchmade in
sense.
Heaven. Yeah.
Yep.
Dozu
It's a B
Dozu
tier mon.
Tatsu
Yeah.
with Chiyu Flutter, Pow Knight. That was a nightmare to deal with for a lot of teams. Really annoying
Yep.
combo. And Dozo Tatsu kind of be together because they're kind of like one mon, right? But Dozo itself has had a lot of other results outside of that combo. With mainly
Yep.
again, we talked about earlier, Dozo Tinglu.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like
so
Tatsu
yeah.
gets in B because of Don Dozo, anyways. Like Dozo would already be like good on its own without Tatsu in some teams, right? But I think Tatsu being included bumps it up to a B mon, right? Like it just has a lot
Yeah.
going for it.
Having two modes.
Yeah.
Golden Go.
Golden Go. Okay, this thing. So we were talking about this a little bit. I think it's definitely better than D Knight. Actually, yeah, it's probably better than D Knight.
It's definitely better than Denied.
It's worse. I would argue it's probably worse than Amoongus because there's more Amoongus use cases than there is Goldango use cases in this format because it has stiff competition with Flutter. There's a
Right.
lot of Chiyu, but it's still a good mon, right? Like it's not bad, you know.
Yeah, no, gold, there's a lot of ways you can run it. It won a regional with Nasty Plot and Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy is really good defensively for Urshifu Single Strike and Raging Bolt. And then in Nasty Plot, you can kind of overwhelm things. That's like the classic set. As of recently, some have been going choice specs on those like Dozo Ting Lu comps. That's also really nice. You can go specs Terra Dazzle as well to also hit Raging. Have a
Yep.
trick to kind of stop the Calm Mind shenanigans, right? And it's also a really solid answer into Among Us, right? So a lot of different ways you can use Goldango in this format,
Yep.
and a lot of good results for it. So yeah.
No, absolutely. Cresselia, I think is C for Cresselia sounds actually pretty good. Funny enough, like it did win in the event. I think Sao Paulo. It was with Okidogi and it was with Raging Bolt in Cinderella,
Yes.
right? So it won, and I think Cresselia is also good in GCs potentially, and I also think it's like not as bad as some of the other mons, anyways. So I feel like it
Yeah,
probably just ends
Cresselia
up
is
around
actually
here.
kind of hard to kill. I
Yeah.
don't feel especially like if you got like a Terra and a Calm Mind or whatever, not many
Yeah.
Pokemon can get rid of it.
Yeah, even the
But yeah,
trick room.
it's more
I feel like
niche
even the
and
trick room stuff with like Ursa Luna too, like Hizui. Like I know it didn't have any play back then, but I'm kind of shocked about that. I guess it was because Flutter TU existed, right? But like I feel like it's not like that bad. You know what I mean?
hmm
It's still Cresselia. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
yeah, maybe we'll put it like I guess because it had less competitive success besides that win in Sao Paulo.
Uh, yeah, I think we can put it like above
Probably here, right?
maybe here. Yeah, we had a regional win, and
Yeah.
we have, yeah, it's just really hard to kill. Lunar Blessings busted, and yeah, really good support piece.
Basket Legion, GCGs.
Mm. Yeah, probably GC Cheese. It's not nearly as good outside of SNH. Yeah, I mean, Basque has only seen
I'm putting
really good
Lilligan in
success.
regular. I'm putting
Right,
Lilligan
Cage?
in GC cheese, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the power level is just like kind of outclassing it a lot. Raging Bolt is on every team. You can Funnel Clap KO it. It is, and it's also really reliant on rain, where we mentioned earlier, Pelipper is not in the best position in his current format. Like if Arch is not doing hot, there's no way Basket Legion is doing any better, right?
Yep.
And Basket Legion is just inherently a little bit worse than Arch, stat wise, and also just
Yeah.
it's just more linear,
It
than it
also is
is.
like
But yeah,
objectively just work. Like, would you rather have a banned Basket Legion or like a Scarf Urshifu on your rain team? Like, I would rather have the Scarf Shifu like every time, right?
hitting for
So,
protect is the whole thing.
yep.
That's what makes rain scary, I think, and that thing Basket Legion cannot do. So yeah.
Yeah. Hizui Ursa Luna, I feel like has to be like at least A tier. It won an international on Nils team.
hmm
It's always really oppressive when you play versus it, right? Like if you let the Ursa get, I mean, it's just like an H, right? You let it get in one free turn, it's just super annoying to deal with every single time, right? So
Yeah, the thing is like, even though it's only on really one archetype on Trick Room stuff, it is good versus like the best team in the format. Like that finals versus Tim Edwards, the Regiment couldn't do anything, and in Civrilla also couldn't do anything versus Terra Ghost Ursa, right?
yep,
Ursa on the Trick Room kind of destroys Regiment balance if you play correctly.
yep, definitely agreed. And then Dusclops, I feel like it's GC cheese for sure. Like I think you would get cheese by it in
Random
GC.
Trick Room setter with Frisk. Yeah.
Yeah, Frisk it has like random text like Pain Split, Haze, Will-O-Wisp, right? A taunt.
Yeah.
So Galate
Yep.
probably falls in that general category, just like cheese again, right? Like just, I mean, I guess hard trick room is a
Random
little bit
Trick Room
better.
teams. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say like it can probably fit on some. I don't think it really saw much. I don't think Chef had that on his team and
yeah,
Grismer on top 4 team. But I mean, Galate is like a staple Trick Room on with Clear Emlet and White Guard Trick Room. So maybe it
yeah.
sees some play, but it's not going to be very good. I feel.
Why did we have Riperior on this list? How did that happen? Oh,
Because of
Terra Fairy,
Regible.
Terra Fairy Lightning Rod. Yep. GC
That
cheese
can't
for
be
sure.
like. Yeah, I was just
Right.
kind of know what's gonna be like actually used,
That's some
but
good cheese, bro. That's some stinky cheese
yeah,
right there,
yeah,
bro. Yeah.
yeah. For
Um, for
it's a
draft,
good
I
one.
feel like it's like probably C or B. It won. It won two regionals actually, in F.
I won. It won 3 regionals actually.
Oh, okay, even better.
Won twice, and then the Ursulina Blood Moon team. It won Dortmund regionals.
You're right. Yeah, I feel like it
So
has to be like B tier. I mean, it won three
yeah,
times.
won 3 times and double fake out S tier.
I would actually
Armor Tail.
low key
Apparently,
put it above just on results purely, right? Like it
our
has three
results
wins.
purely. It's also I think a little bit easier to use than NDD. And NDD is kind of more stuck on that side spam element. Well, for you can kind of like play your game with because you can swap the Frigg in, and its ability will always be intact, right? Sometimes you swap in DD and you get caught by the Rilla, and they can still fake out you, right? Because they
Really?
reverse the terrain. But Armor Tail completely negates that completely. You can't always play that terrain game.
Yeah.
So I think the way he enables the partners is really good, and also that's also funny versus Raging Bolt as well.
Yeah,
Another
yeah.
guy who blocks Thunderclap, and you go Terra Fairy for. So yeah.
Yeah. Screamtail I actually think is pretty decent. I think it's pretty solid. I'd probably put it in like, I mean, not necessarily because it's like had a lot of results, but I just think it's because a lot of people are afraid to like venture into Screamtail because it plays very like toolboxy. You know what I mean? Like it plays very specifically. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I actually think like Encore disable stuff is always really annoying with Booster. Like genuinely, I think especially with Raging Bolt balance being as good as it is, I could see it being like a very good answer to that kind of team, or even being a good addition on top of it, right? Like, could you imagine like Screamtail plus Raging Bolt in like certain situations? Like that could be really obnoxious, right? So
Yeah, Screamtail, top 8 Orlando. I think it also top 4 Portland regionals.
yeah,
Kind of similar thing, like kind of just like having Encore disabled to kind of enable some kind of setup sweeper, like either your own Raging Bolt or
yeah,
like your Goldango or whatever.
yeah. It was with
I think
Golden Go in
it,
Portland. I remember. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I lost to
Goldango
it. Yeah, I
Portland.
lost to
Oh,
it.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. So yeah, you can enable your setup sweeper either Goldango or I believe Zach Weed did that in Orlando with Raging Bolt. Really good at that, just to enable your guy and shut
yeah.
down other Raging Bolt. I think that's a big one. Or any setup. You click Calm Mind, I'm an Encore you. You click Swords Dance, I'm Encoring you. You click a Priority Move, you can disable it, right?
Yep.
Uh, very, very annoying Pokemon.
A funny story about Screamtail. I hate Screamtail, by the way. But funny story about it is in Portland, like when I lost. So, I was talking to because me and Riley were running the same team at that point, right? So we were talking about the matchup, and Riley's like, "Oh yeah, be careful. The Screamtail's like Terragrass or whatever, right? It gets around Amoonguss." Now, this is still my fault, right? But basically, I played the entire set thinking the Screamtail was Terragrass. And I'm in the airport the next day. Me and Sierra are sitting there, and I see a post from Brady, VGC Corner, if you guys don't know, right? And it's like, oh, how Anton Galkin used this crazy like Terra Ghost Screamtail to win. And I like look at the thing, I'm like, what? I'm like, that's not right. It was grass. And I like open it and I see it was Ghost. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, I just completely tossed away the set because I assumed it was grass the entire time. Like if I just had a Moongus, it was over. You know what I mean? Like I just won. Right? Like, but I just kept not taking a Moongus because I'm like, oh yeah, like I can't Rage Powder this thing because it's gonna tear grass. So yeah, I basically
Oh,
just threw the game essentially. Yeah, it's
it's
kind
okay.
of
It's
depressing.
okay.
It's okay though.
It
Yeah.
happens.
Indeed. Okay, I don't know why this is here. Get out of here. Toadscroll. I get out of here too. Orthworm. GC cheese. GC cheese. 100%. Right.
Okay. And a Gastrodon. A Gastrodon's like probably like D as like a.
Rain isn't
It's
even
not
that good
very
though.
good.
Rain isn't even that good.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
mean,
Low key, it's not even that great.
Terra Fairy yawn into. I guess you could argue Terra Fairy yawn into Raging Bolt plus the fact it
It's
redirects.
pretty bad, but there's always one player who will try to make this guy work, and they
Yeah.
don't usually have success as of recently because the power level has just kind of screwed over Gashton in many ways. I think Gashton's last good result was a long time
Yeah.
ago. Um, but Storm Flame is inherently a good ability. It does check Urshifu decently well, but you're gonna have a hard time. I think D tier is kind of like a you're gonna be kind of struggling to make all these mons work at certain times. But Gastrodon's
Yeah.
definitely the lower end of it, like very lower end of this. I think of all these Pokemon here, Gastrodon's gonna have a not a fun time.
Yeah, I would say Torn definitely gets A, like top of A. It literally enables an entire style of play, which is just Tailwind teams, right? Like
Mhm.
without Torn, you couldn't have. I mean, you could have Whimsicott, but it wouldn't be as good, right? Like you miss out on one of the best fundamental mons. It won Orlando regionals. It just and it also won Toller won with it, right?
Yep,
As
Solar one
well.
with it. Yep.
It's just a really good Pokemon. Like I don't think Torn is ever bad. It's Priority Tailwind, Rain Dance, like it gets Bleak Wind right now, which is really good. So it's just a good mon.
There's a lot of Bleakland weeks in this format. Like I know Raging Bolt's very popular, but there's so many grass types. Rillaboom,
Yeah,
Ogerpon, Among Us. Bleak Wish is good damage, but it's a broken spread move, and the speed drop is also a nice thing if you get it.
100%. Yeah. Uh, Great Tusk.
What's
I don't really know how Great Tusk made it on this list. I'm not gonna lie.
You were tweaking, man.
He's
You had
he's,
some.
he's, he's cool, man. He's just a cool guy, I guess. Hatterene, I think
Probably. Hmm.
B or C. Probably C.
I don't know about B. It's probably C.
Top of
It's kind of
C
similar
because
to
it's like Heart Trick Room. Yeah, it's like
yeah, it's like Torkoal tier. I don't know the top of C. I put like as Torkoal probably. They're like partners in crime.
yeah, yeah,
It's,
yeah.
it's like on that Ben team. If you're going to run that, it's like one of the best fairy types
Yep.
outside of Flutter Mane in this format. Not very many good fairy types here, or strong fairy types. So yeah, Hatterene under Trick Room paired to Torkoal can sweep a lot of different balances. It's actually really good versus balance if you pair with the right partners.
Yeah, I moved Cress up by the way since it actually won an event, and then I moved Ursa up since it actually won an event as well.
Sounds good.
Landorus
Okay.
I. Okay, this thing is pretty
This guy's
goated.
the goat. This guy's really
It's
good.
either A or S in my opinion.
I think it's top of A. I think it's top of A.
I think top of A is pretty reasonable. Yeah, it's good on so many archetypes. It's good on the balance, Amoonguss, Incin stuff. It's good with like I mean Raging Bolt balance. It's good on Tailwind offense that Wolf used to win. Like it's been featured on so many good teams. It's just its coverage, right? Like you literally see it like counters the top 3 mons right now on the list, right? So
Yeah.
it's just good.
It's arguably as I don't know. It's like defensively, it's a little bit hard to position, but it hits. Maybe it's S. It literally
I'm
just
low-key
hits
down.
everything.
I'm just low-key down to have the top B Raging Bolt balance at this point.
Yeah, you just had Shenpao and Lando, and then you have the Japan balance team.
Yeah, it's okay, bro.
Yeah.
Like, well, I like listen. I'm okay pushing this agenda because it's mostly true. So, like, it's just
Yeah,
broken.
it's just like fundamentally these mons are just a tier or two above the rest.
Yep.
Lando literally hits everything. You can run Terra Steel is really good on it as recently. Defensively, Terra Steel is really good for all the ice types in the format. Ice Beam and resisting grass is always good as well. Terra Poison is also an option to boost that Sludge Bomb, but I know Wolf wanted Terra Steel for that reason. Like Articuno is a thing to be worried about nowadays, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sheer Force, Life Herb, very strong. Earth Power, Sludge Bomb. You can run Taunt, you can run Sub, you can run Sandseer. All different options. They've all seen success in this format. It's very good.
Yep. No, for sure. I think it's all relevant for sure. Yeah. Sylveon. What? Yeah. Whatever, man. Cheese for sure. Klefki. King Gambit. I think. Okay. So my bias aside, it's probably more on the edge of C, but it's really intrinsic to the gouging fire comps along with Dragonite a lot of the time, right?
I want to say it's top of C-ish, somewhere in C. It's really only on the physical oriented teams with either Gouging, Champao, etc. Priority spam in general. But it's definitely kind of hard to position.
Yeah, I think C is fair.
That King Gambit doesn't appreciate. Urshifu, Lando, those are the main ones. Not a bad mon, just like obviously no Urshifu in Reg Age, so
yeah,
for 5 more there.
Terra Dragon KG is cool though. I like Terra Dragon KG. I think it's pretty fun to play. But
yeah, James did win Vancouver with Terra Dragon KG. I don't think you can be running Terra Dark in this format. It kind of has
definitely
to be
not.
Terra.
Definitely not.
Probably Terra Fairy or Terra Dragon makes it more doable. But it's also a pretty big Terra card in that regard though, so you have to play it very particular.
Yeah, I think Dragon is good because even though you're weak to Flutter, if you have POW next to you, you just double sucker Flutter and it just evaporates from existence, right? So.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, Mimikyu I kept here just as GC cheese because I actually think too, you could use it to theoretically stall out Raging Bolt with Curse. You have Trick Room that ignores Raging Bolts, right? Just a bunch of status moves, but it's nothing like really beyond that, right? So I noticed a lot of the random like GC cheese mons too are just mons that could just like cheese Raging Bolt, which is really funny, you know.
That's your main reasoning why you put them there.
Yeah, right. Or they just have some random thing they can do. Regidrago, I think Regidrago is like a B or C, probably B tier mon to be honest, because it's pretty good. Like it's actually really impressive. When you see it in team preview, you have to respect it, right? It's kind of like Screamtail in that way, in my opinion. And Dondozo is like you see those Pokemon, and even though they're not like the top tiers, you have to respect what they're doing, right? You don't take Fairy types versus Regidrago, you're gonna get exploded by Dragon's Maw, Dragon Energy, right? So.
Yeah, and Regidrago was on that Screamtail team that you lost. It was also on that Iron Crown team.
Yep.
So like Drago is really good at forcing Terra Fairies, and an Iron Crown, of course, would love to hit those Terra Fairies. So there's lots of issue with those Pokemon. I think Laura and B is fine. I think it can also be like top of C-ish. I think it's like kind of a whatever mon. But yeah, Dragon Energy is the there's no switching in Dragon Energy really. If you're not resisting it, you were taking like 80 or dying to it. So yeah.
Yeah, normally I'd say it's whatever, bro, but then you see Terra Dragon, Dragon Energy just land into one of your mons and just like it evaporates from full, and you're like, okay, bro, like whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, go on.
GC Cheese, Bruxish, absolutely. I feel like Lemore's C, it really only works on an HO team, but it's like not bad, right? It's like okay. It's probably around the Arcanine, right? Like
yeah. I feel like without logic, Draco should be there as well because Draco was like Glim and Draco are also only on one Talon. Either Crown stuff or Glim is only on.
Yeah, but bro, like I feel like all right, like let's be real, right? If you look at a Regidrago in Team Preview and you see a Glimora in Team Preview, which one is gonna actually make you bring your fairy types? Right? Or like bring something to deal with it, right? Like I feel like I see Glimora and I'm like, okay, I can't like ignore it, but I can't like you know what like it's like okay, it's just a mon, right? When I see Drago, if my original plan is to bring like Incin, Rilla, like Urshifu, right? I'm gonna rethink that plan because I just can't stop the Drago, right? Like that's the issue, right? At least that's the way I see it, right? Especially too because like, well, I guess it depends too what you're factoring in as well. If you're factoring in also CTS as well, right? You play versus a Drago, there's a random Terra Ghost, random Terra whatever, Terra Dragon, something, right? Like it can really ruin your day as well, right?
Gotcha.
That's kind of at least my logic with it. But I get what you're saying about it. Like, I just think Lamora is like more limited in what it can do. It's usually gonna be Meteor Beam, and that's kind of it, you know. So.
Yeah, it's only Meteor Beam and
or Mortal Sin. And more, yeah, exactly. Right.
Dragon Energy.
Like Dragon Energy in comparison to Meteor Beam, like they're not even close in terms of how broken they are, right? Like one is just objectively way more broken than the other. Yeah. Ogerpon Hearthflame. That's an S tier mon. Okay, we might have to bump some of these guys. Okay, we're gonna bump these guys back down. It was funny for the bit, but I think Ogerpon Hearthflame really is like I don't think it's better than Incin, but it's really, really, really good. It's the best supporter that isn't.
I think it's one below Incin. It's like I think that just its kit. Right, you can either use the Follow Me set.
Bro. It's so strong.
Defensively, Follow Me is very good, but you can also use the Follow Me in a strong attacker with like Ivy Cudgel, like Terra Ivy Cudgel hits like a truck. You pair that guy with like Rillaboom as well. You the boosted Wood Hammers like Grassy Glide, which is very valuable. You can run Sword Stance on it, like Wolf will run Charlotte Regionals with Sword Stance, Ogerpon with Grassy Glide Rilla.
Yep.
Very oppressive. It's a really good abuser with Icy Wind as well. Icy Wind plus Ivy Cudgel. Like, that's where you can run Wood Hammer on as well. Like, who cares about priority when you have a really strong Wood Hammer as well? So, its offense and its support kit, I think it's unlike anything else. Like, Wellspring has a similar kit, will Follow Me, right? But it does not hit as hard as Ogerpon. Like, Ogerpon has very little switch-ins. The neutral hits are still taking a lot from it. The critical hit chance as well from it, right? It's like, it is ridiculous, I feel. On paper.
Yeah, my argument for Ogerpon being lower than Bolt is like, Bolt is like, it's like a whole archetype around its success, basically, and it can be AV. Rillaboom can absolutely function without the need of Ogerpon, but Ogerpon really appreciates having Rillaboom around, right? But because Ogerpon is like the best alternative fire type, in my opinion, right? Like, I think it still has to be S, because it's like it's like redirection, damage dealer, it can do SD like you said, right? And it really works well into a lot of like teams, right? So like I think it has to be S. I just think it's probably near the bottom because it's like, for example, like Incin and Rilla are like fundamental pieces of like every strong like pivoting team, and Raging Bolt balance like warped the format, and like Ogerpon was just like a really good assist tool for a lot of teams, rather than like being the main thing, except for on the Wolf team where it was like Swords and stuff, right? So
yeah, it's also like the single best Pokemon to Among Us. I think that's like a mission.
Yeah.
It kind of validates Among Us completely. Which is the funny part.
Yeah. Okay. Flutter is also insane. Flutter's probably ass, right?
Yeah.
I think Flutter's just ass. It's so good.
Flutter kind of has to be on here. It has like 60% usage for a good reason. It has a variety of different sets. You can run choice specs. You can run booster Well, nowadays, actually, Choice Specs is not the most common one. It's actually the Booster Energy set. I think
Booster
that's
speed, yeah.
really
Booster
common.
speed.
Like Booster Speed of Icy Wind. There's so many good Icy Wind partners. Icy Wind with Chi-Yu, Icy Wind with Ogerpon Heartflame, Icy Wind plus any strong attacker, right, is very valuable. You
Yep.
can run the Booster Special Attack set
Immune to
that
fake
Nose
out.
Dunlop won with. He won with the sub booster attack on his P2 Ursa team.
Yep.
That's also really good. You can run the Calm Mind set that Wolf had, right? It is just very versatile.
It's a versatile
Or you just run
mon,
free
yeah.
attacks, booster energy as well. Bulky set as well. Fluttermane also has a variety of different EV spreads you can run in it. It's very hard to cover for a strong, like max speed Fluttermane or a bulky Fluttermane that can live like multiple hits as well. It's very versatile.
I mean, you can EV it to live Surging Strikes too, so I feel like
Exactly.
that's automatically like good, right?
Yeah, for a mon like that, quote unquote, you can live any hit basically.
Yeah, bundle I feel like sneaks in at like C probably, right? Like it's okay, it's fine, right?
It's definitely like I don't know if I actually put in C. I feel like bundle.
Actually,
is
it did kind of bad
like-
in F, right? It did kind of bad in F.
Yeah, it kind of gets outclassed by a lot of the like. If I want to use an Icy One Mon, it's immediately outclassed by Flutter. Flutter means a fake out immunity. Bundle's forced to eat your Terra Ghost, and also like I'm pretty sure even your Terra Ghost, Thunderclap probably almost KOs you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you probably just throw it in like D tier, right? I mean,
it's
it's
definitely
like,
not bad, but
it's like on the Lecky levels,
not a
right?
mon.
Kind of
Yeah, it's
like
not a
Lecky
mon I
levels.
would use often.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Baxcalibur.
Bex also did make finals. It's a Heat Trends here.
Yeah,
It made finals with Heat
Frontier,
Trend.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Iron Hands is good. It's good.
Yeah,
like-
Hands is good. It mostly saw play on it was the Rory Moon teams and also the Ursa Tailwind teams, but it wasn't very common actually in this format, I feel.
I'm kind of surprised though, because I feel like it low-key is like a really good mon anyways. You know what I mean? Like it's not bad. It can't be bad. It's Iron Hands, right?
Right.
But I feel like Iron
the main
Hand
thing is, like-
screens is probably the most underexplored archetype of like F, because I don't think anyone was really using Iron Hands plus screens, right? In this format.
I guess so. I guess something that Iron Hands really struggle with was like Lando Eye usage and like Incin in general was annoying for it. And then of all the fake out guys you can use, most people would prefer Incin real. I think that's the only problem. And also like Iron Hands started to get a lot better when Mirana came to the field, and this guy still had no ability. I think that was like kind of another problem.
That's true. That's also true. Yeah. I mean, it definitely got
Yeah.
worse once Instant came in the format. I mean, do you think it's like C tier or do you think it's D tier? I feel like it's probably C tier because I would still probably rather have
I think
it.
it's C tier because it should be more flexible than the snow teams. Like on the Tailwind Ursaluna team in particular, I think it was very strong in as a strong fighting type, and also still give you fake out because like Instant Real didn't really fit the momentum of that team. It still hits a lot of the strong things. Like it's still okay. Like AV in general is also just very very strong on it.
Yeah.
It's actually a Flutter main answer as well. You can like live a Moonblast and kill it back with Heavy Slam.
It's also like low key a bolt answer as well, kind of.
Well, for like low kick and such, yeah. It was sort of like a pseudo bolt answer as well. It's just like again, not easy to throw in every team compared to Incinerula. That's really the only issue with it.
People also didn't really know about low kick back then because no one ran it. I feel like nowadays, with the knowledge of low kick and how strong it is into a lot of Pokemon, like you could kind of abuse that into some of the mons. Like Raging Bolt is really heavy, right? Gouging Fire is super heavy. Both Ursas are really heavy. Ting Lu is pretty heavy actually, from what I know. There's like some Pokemon you could definitely throw a low kick into and kind of mess them up, right? So, and then we have Iron Jugulus. Was this thing relevant? Not really, right?
Not really. I mean, it's probably like if it did see any usage, it was probably D. I don't think it. I don't think.
I think GC. I think it's even like GC cheese, bro. Like I don't even think it's like.
It's Rain Dance and Taunt.
Yeah. No, you're gonna use Torn, bro. Let's be real.
Okay, let's go later. Slitherwing.
Okay, Slitherwing. I just threw it in for Sierra. Like honestly, this thing could just be going GC cheese or whatever. It's like it'll be somewhere. Yeah, just for Sierra. You know what? We'll even make the here. Hold on. Add a row below.
For Sierra Dawn.
Sierra. There you go. We'll do teal. She really likes teal. That's her favorite color. So I'll just do that.
Nice.
Okay, and then where is it? Brute Bonnet.
I don't.
Mm.
I don't think it actually like. There's no Koraidon, bro. There's no like good Sun Abuser where I feel like it can
I
really
think GC
enable.
cheese is fine, bro. Like it's I feel like
Yeah.
it's not that bad. Like you could like if we're putting
I
like
mean, one
Exo
world. It's
T-Tar,
like,
yeah, you know, it's like
yeah, it's definitely not awful, but it's kind of hard. I think in a non-restricted format.
Bando was
Bando saw
okay. Bando was
it
okay.
saw some play. Also, I don't even know I played C. I still think it was like it didn't really see great regional results. Like it was like used, but it was like low key. It's like why I dropped it. Like I consider bringing it for UIC, but everyone who brought it UIC didn't do well with it anyways. The Bando team, just because
Yeah.
like double fake out is a little rough for it, right? And intimidate Incineroar in general. Like there's a reason why Lando I is used over Lando T. Even if Lando T has intimidate, intimidate by itself is not nearly as viable when it's not even like a solid pivot piece anymore, as compared to Incineroar.
Mm.
And you're damaged. Like if you're in choice band Lando, you want to be getting KOs and Incineroar plus Rillaboom. Like you want to pick like Earthquake, Rillaboom's there. You want to get KOs with Stomping Tantrum, and Incineroar to intimidate you, right? So
Yeah, exactly
it
right.
wasn't very easy position.
Yep. Urshifu Rapid Strike. Oh my goodness, bro. This thing's got to
Oh,
be
how
S
could
tier,
we?
bro. S tier.
Ah, regional balance, basically.
Yeah,
This is Tim
yeah,
Edwards' team.
it's
This
Tim
this
Edwards'
Tim
team. We have Tim
Edwards.
Edwards' team. Yeah. I
Which is
mean, to be
valid. I
honest,
mean,
like I genuinely think these guys are also S for what it's worth. It just makes our A tier look kind of silly, but like, I mean, it's honestly pretty accurate though, right? Like these are just like the best mons
Mhm.
in the format. Like it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, is there a
Urge for Rapid
single good
Strike.
team? Is there a single good team that doesn't have any of these mons?
No, I don't think so. I think outside of Incineroar, Urshifu Rapid Strike had the most regional. I want and he also won a UIC, right? Like both of those mons, like those guys have so many medals on their plate for this reg. It's
Yeah.
kind of unmatched with Urshifu. And yeah, I mean Urshifu, I don't think we can really explain it much more than you already know. Hits for protect, beats a lot of common Pokemon in the format.
It's just good,
Um,
bro. It's just
did I
good as
mention it
hell.
hits for protect?
Yeah.
That's really good. Urshifu Dark, it's probably A.
It's like
It's
it's like.
not
Do you
like
think A? What was it featured on recently? Or like not recent? I said recently. It's been like a
um
year, but
is it A or B? I actually don't know. Like it's not nearly as good because of all the Terra fairies in the format.
that's
Maybe
kind
it
of what
should
I was
be.
thinking. Yeah, I was
Like
thinking B. Like it's just a random like kind of like it can snipe
yeah,
like certain guys, but it's not like it's good. It's still an
right.
Ursh. Like it hits or protect, right? But
I guess like to talk about the differences with Urshifu, like Rapid Strike hits 3 times, so it's really good versus Focus Sash Pokemon like Chen Pao and such.
mm-hmm.
Urshifu Single Strike, it's cool in a way, but yeah, you can't. You're not really good versus Chen Pao. You're only really good at like I guess like forcing Goldango to Terra and stuff, but you're worse versus Instant because you're forced to close combat it. While Rapid Strike and Surge Strikes it,
Surging,
which is always
yeah.
good.
Also,
And
surging
and
hits so
not
many more things neutrally, right? Like I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more Wicked Blow resist in this format. Is the only problem. Single Strike only really saw play on more Tailwind comps like what Toller had,
Mhm.
or on the Chiyu Flutter Glim stuff.
Basically
So
always needed to have like it would you would use it on a team where you had Ogerpon Wellspring for the typing synergy, basically, right? Like because you
yeah.
wouldn't like want Rapid Strike and Ogerpon Wellspring, right?
hmm
So Dark Urge made a lot more sense on those teams for sure, right?
Yeah, and those teams also have like Sunny Day Torn usually, which also weakens the Surge Strikes a lot more.
Yep,
So
exactly.
yeah, Single Strike not a bad mon, but a little bit more Intimidate weak. It's a lot harder position. That's really it. Urshifu for Rapid Strike, you can throw any team, and it'll be a good team. Single
Yep,
Strike, you can also do that, but it's not as easy.
yep. I feel like we need like a A plus category is what I feel like would balance this out a little bit because I do feel like
Some of these mons are kind of out there.
yeah, well, like it's not that some of these mons are kind of out there. I just don't feel like S tier should have like 10 more billion mons. You know what I mean? Like I feel like you could easily like bump these guys down to like A plus. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think you can make an argument for Ogerpon to be A plus, right? Um, and maybe even Flutter, but I think like these guys make sense. Like A plus is probably like this, honestly,
I think that's fair.
or even here, right? Like this would make sense. I feel like because like if I'm thinking about it, right, like your A plus is basically like it's really good where it's in the conversation of S, but it's like it's just shy of it, right? Like I would argue Incin, Rilla, Ursh are like objectively better Pokemon than Landorus, right? Raging Bolt is an objectively better Pokemon than Landorus, but not by a big metric, right?
Right.
Like same with Ogerpon, and I mean even Ogerpon is like questionable, I guess, because it specifically only works on balance teams or teams that specifically favor it. Whereas like you splash any of these like 5 guys on like any team, and they're probably better for it. You know what I mean? Because there's not really any competition in their roles besides like fire types. But that's why the other 2 fire types that are really good are in A plus, right?
Right.
At least that's how I think about it. I mean, do you like agree, disagree? Like, I mean, I know it's like kind of
Uh,
semantics, but yeah.
mm, I agree for the most part. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think Heartframe is kind of subjective. Like I personally value it a little bit more, but I understand the reasoning of like because like in Cinderella, also like S tier is a little bit crowded, so
That's kind of the thing, right? It's like I
I can
just feel like
speak
S
to the
tier is like kind of
reasoning.
crowded, right?
Yeah,
I mean, if you were
yeah,
doing the top 10 mons of regulation like F, like I think all of these mons are very justified in the top 10. Like it looks like it would be on the top 12 usage, basically. I would believe that.
yeah. I mean, for contention here, I think this top 10 here looks pretty solid, and then
Yeah.
I guess Wells we can sneak in there with something else. Maybe not P2, but maybe Among Us. But
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe I think Amoongus would probably sneak in over P2 just because honestly I would probably
yeah.
put Amoongus over P2 because I feel like Amoongus is just a really good support piece. But like yeah, you look at these 12 mons, that's
This
basically
is probably
usage
top
stats
12.
from like
Yeah,
an EU regional or something, right? So
for sure.
but yeah, well, awesome. I mean, we made it through all the mons. We're not gonna go through the task of reordering everything. Like on the bottom, it doesn't really matter. We ordered like from C
No,
up, which
no,
I
no,
thought
no.
I think from C up was important enough where we got everything that we wanted to. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, definitely make sure to check it out. Make sure to drop a sub to Justin as well. We're gonna be doing the collaboration thing, so you should see both of our channel things down there. But make sure to obviously drop him, a sub as well. Thanks for being on, Justin. I know this took a little bit longer than we were planning, but I felt like
Yeah,
we, did a good preview here. You know what I mean? Talked about some good stuff. So
yeah. Unfortunately, the first draft didn't go our way with the little technical difficulty errors,
yeah,
but I'm glad we
right.
stuck through. I'm happy with how the list turned out for the most part. It looks pretty solid. Like these are, I think they're subject to change as always. I take it with a grain of salt because new format can be
Things
new meta,
change.
can change
Yeah,
some things, but
things always
for
change.
the most part, I think at least the top picks should be relatively correct at least. So yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Catch you later. See you in the next video. Peace.
Bye bye.